We are live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody. I want to make a quick video before I went on court and taught today. We got a beautiful morning out here in Douglasville, Georgia. But I wanted to get this video done before it got away from me because it comes from a guy named Steve Boone who has been following us here at Crunch Time Coaching for a long time. Big supporter. Also, hey Kay, also donated to the Wish for Chris and was very supportive through that whole process. So I thought, you know what, I gotta make this video for him today. So we're going live just so we can get it out there. So Steve is a coach at Shawnee State University in Ohio, both the men's and the women's. And how's the family issue you had? It didn't go well. Okay, I'm sorry to say my sister passed away. So it's very very sad. We are going to stick to tennis though today. Okay, tennis is going to be a great healing process for me, and so I want to help you guys. And this is an important question, especially I think whether you're a coach or you are a player. We've all felt this, and I think I'm going to have some good insight. Um, anyway, the question was, I'm having difficulty getting my players to play with a sense of passion, dedication, and ownership. We go over things in practice, and I continually ask them if they understand what I'm trying to teach them, and they say yes. And however, when it comes to game time, my players don't put into the match what we've covered in practice. It's like they totally forgot, and moving your feet becomes a foreign concept. So I think whether we are a player or a coach, we can all relate to the feeling of, hey, why don't my players play the same way in a match as they play in practice? Or why can't I play the same way in a match the way I play in practice? And the first thing I think Steve needs to ask and really, really look deep and maybe talk to his players, because you just can't assume. You know, if you can have a close relationship with your players, you can ask this more. Is this a matter of focus and caring, or is this a matter of nerves? And why say that? He says moving their feet becomes like a foreign concept. And of course, if you have any kind of coaching, your coaches are always going to tell you to move your feet. You should by now know it's important. And when you get nervous, your feet, thank you so much, Kay. When you get nervous, your feet are the first thing to go. Your feet are the first thing that are going to go. And sometimes a coach may look at that and go, my player is just so darn lazy. And it could just be a matter of, no, my player is so darn nervous. When you are nervous, your feet are the first thing that's going to leave you. And so when you're out there playing a match, remind yourself to move your feet. But let's just say that it is lack of inspiration, passion, and ownership. I want to share with you the best speech I ever heard today. It was given by a coach at East Carolina University when I was the assistant coach. The head coach name was Bill Moore. Really cool guy. And he gave this speech right before our team. I was, again, assistant coach. I wasn't playing. But right before the team had their conference playoffs, because several of our players struggled with really putting in 100% on the court, especially on match day. And he talked about, he titled his speech Life, Love, and Caring, or Life, Love, and Caring. And what he said I thought was so cool. He talked about that in life, we can't really choose what we love. You just love certain things. You love certain people. You love doing certain things, and you just love it. And you can't really choose what you love. Even sometimes you love things that you know are no good for you. You just can't help yourself. You just love it so much. But he said, yep, been there, feels like you're stuck in cement. Yeah. Um, but he said you can choose what you care about. That's deep right there. He says you can't choose what you love. You just love what you love. But you can choose what you care about. And when you go into the match, you can choose every time you go out there to play a match, you can choose to care or to not care. You can choose to give 100% or to not give 100%. And then he went deeper, and this is where it got really good for me. This is where I will never forget it. He got deeper and talked about the reason why people choose not to care and give 100%. And I think he nailed it right on the nose because for most of us, this is a subconscious decision. We're not even aware we're doing this. And he said that the reason why most people don't choose to care, they don't choose to put on 100%, is that there are very few people in this world who can try their absolute hardest and be willing to look themselves in the mirror and say to themselves, today my best was not good enough. Because you're not going to be able to play a match and always win no matter what. Whether you go out there and tank or whether you go out there and give 100%, some days your absolute best, where you're trying to reach balls with your fingernails, it's still not going to be good enough. And there are very few players, especially college players, when you're at that fragile age, you're a young person, and to be able to go and say, wow, I tried my best and I'm still not good enough. And you're playing your peers, you're playing competition that you should be even with or better than in your mind. And so he said it is a very rare skill, very few people. He says less than 1% of people in the world are willing to go out there and do their absolute best, that they're choosing to care and are willing to accept that their best is not good enough. And when you can learn how to do that, when you can learn to choose to care and to go out there and give 100%, that is a rare quality that most of your competition will not have. So, Steve, if you're watching this video, and I'm sure I'll email it to you, that would be a speech I would lay upon my players, because I think that was important. And that really explains a lot. Most people, they want to do this. This is what the coach said at East Carolina. They want to be able to come off the court, whether it's conscious or subconscious, and if they lose, be able to say to themselves, to comfort themselves, yeah, well, I didn't try my best. So, I'm better than that person, but, I'm like protecting an injury, so I really didn't give 100%. Or, I went out there and I wanted to give 100%, but, I've got all this schoolwork and I'm really focused on finals. And so, I really couldn't give 100% today because I realized after the match I got so much to do. Or, I'm fighting with a boyfriend or girlfriend right now. So, that was on my mind when I'm out there. So it kept me from giving 100%. You see, there's so many things you can make an excuse for. Even as we get older, if you're a league player, it can be like, I wanted to go out there and give 100% in my league match today, but hey, my kid at home is giving me a nightmare. They're doing bad in school and they got in trouble this week, and that was on my mind all match. And so we all have these excuses that we make for ourselves on why we don't give ourselves 100% on the court, why we don't put our absolute best. And thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. I know we got a small crowd out here. It's early on a Sunday morning, but I just wanted to get this video out there. So thank you for watching this video with me this morning. So that's what I want you to remind yourself on, whether you're a player or a coach, is that when you go out there on the court, this is a Phil Jacksonism. I don't know if that's a word, but Phil Jackson used to coach the Chicago Bulls. And again, Bill Moore, he taught a psychology class. So I learned a lot from Bill Moore in a short amount of time. I was only with him for about 8 months. But he taught a psychology class at East Carolina. And he talked about how Phil Jackson had this one saying to his team, the Chicago Bulls, which were filled with great athletes, but imagine they're superstars, their life is under a microscope, and so every move they're doing is being watched, and they of course have lots of outside drama in their life, whether it's self-inflicted or whether it's put on them by the media. And what he said is, hey, when we're in practice and we're in a match, what we're going to do is we're going to chop wood and carry water. And it was kind of a, I forget what Indian tribe it was, but it was their saying, meaning that when you're chopping wood, all you're focused on is chopping wood. That's the only thing, 100%, your mind is on chopping wood. And when you're carrying water, all you're focused on is carrying that water. Just a simple task. And the idea behind this for the Chicago Bulls was, hey, when we go out there on the court, no matter what's happening in your life, where the media is hounding on you because they don't feel like you're playing good basketball, or whether you're in a lawsuit somewhere, or all kinds of stuff that athletes can get into trouble with, when we're out there on that hardwood floor, all we're going to be doing is chopping wood and carrying water. All we can do during that time is focus on basketball, because you can't take care of the outside stuff when you're on the court. That's right there when you're on the court. That's the only thing going on in your life. And so if you can learn, imagine college students, because this was what it was written by. If you just joined us, Steve Boone, who's a college coach, wants to know, why are his players not playing with enough passion and inspiration, dedication and ownership? Well, imagine all the things that college kids have going on. They're trying to figure out, they're on their own for the first time, so they're trying to figure out the whole social thing of when they can go out and party and when they need to study and finals, and they're living on a limited budget that their parents give them a certain amount of, so they're trying to figure out how much money that they can spend on themselves and how much to save, and sometimes they might be out of money, and then all the dynamics of the team watching them. As tennis players, it's really the first time that you're having other people really depend on you to win matches. I guess you have that in high school, but it's not near. I mean, for the most part, I remember growing up as juniors and playing for myself. I went to go play tournaments, and I was just 100% focused on myself. If I won, I won. I felt great. If I lost, I felt bad, but I didn't feel like I let anybody else down. Now, these players have to think about all that when they go on the court. Maybe you think about the same thing if you're playing on an adult league team. And so there's all these external things going on. So it makes it that much easier for people to make an excuse for themselves, to say, I just have too much going on outside of this, and so I could have really beat that player if I didn't have so much going on. So just remember that, guys. This is important. This is what I'm going to leave you with. The theme of today is you can't really choose what you love. You love what you love, but you can choose what to care about and what to care about 100%. And when you go out there in a match, and if you can choose to just care about that match and nothing else, if you can choose to, yes, it was life, love, and care. Got to remember that next time I'm working on something. Yeah, it's huge. It's a huge life lesson. So if you can choose to care about what you're doing for that exact moment, 100%, you are going to get so much more productivity out of yourself, whether you're playing a match or whether you're at work or whether you are just talking to somebody, at lunch. Next time you're talking to somebody at lunch, care about them 100%, rather than, and I'm guilty of this, this is something I've got to work on, rather than sitting there, checking all your Facebook and texting people back, and then you can say, well, I could have given this person in front of me 100% of my attention today, but I got so much going on this device here, So this transcends sports. Choosing to care about what you're doing in that exact moment, 100%, 100%. And if you can focus 100% on what you're doing, it's going to improve your tennis. It's going to improve your relationships. It's going to improve your productivity at work. And it's not easy to do. It's something I need to work at. It's something I'm not perfect on, so I'm not here professing that I've got it figured out, but it is a good life lesson that we should always remind ourselves of. And so I hope you found some value today. If you're watching this video now or later, as my buddy Matt Bradshaw says, let me get a, I like how he does this, and I've been doing this on my instructional videos. So if you are watching us out there later and you have not subscribed to Crunch Time Coaching, I want you to smash on that subscribe button. And if you're not ready for that kind of commitment, give us a Johnny Mac touch like. Okay, I'm going to have a great day on the court. I've got to be teaching. It's 5 minutes to 9. I'm going to be teaching from 9 to 1:30 today, so I'm going to be focusing 100% on my students out there. And then I'm going to focus 100% on my girlfriend. We're going to do something fun after that. Let me know, comment below, what are you going to be focused on, whether you're watching this today or whether you're watching the replay, what are you going to focus on 100%, give it your best effort so you get maximum results, because that's what life is all about. We always want to maximize out on what we're doing, and so this will be a good exercise for everybody out there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Please share this video with your friends and family members. I think this was an important video, and I'm not sure how great the sound was. I know the lighting wasn't great because the lights are out in here. They won't turn on. But that's it for today. Continue to watch Matt's Coffee Break Tennis. Have you been watching him during this Indian Wells? I mean, the guy is just on fire. Every video he makes is getting better and better on that Coffee Break Tennis channel. So I'm super proud of my buddy Matt. And by the way, this might take a couple of minutes.